So I just watched this show on Netflix, The Brother's Son, and I felt like I have to make this video. Like, I don't even usually talk about new TV shows or stuff like that, but this I actually watched, and this I really feel the need to talk about. Like, I need to talk about this show because it is just so good. Like, I don't really rate shows often, but I feel like with this show, like, just with what has been coming out recently, like there hasn't really felt like that many good new projects. I'm saying that, but like I mean like TV shows, not like animated, because animated, I know we got like Into the Spider-Verse and all that sort of stuff, but I'm talking about like just good action cinema. Like I can't even begin to describe like the drought that we've been having of action content, and this just like tops it off for the full year. Honestly, like, okay, let me not get us ahead of myself, but like this is what I want like action shows to be like all the time, like this sort of action and level of comedy. It's just very entertaining to watch through. When I was watching this, I binged it in 2 days. Yesterday was the day I binged it, so whenever you're watching this video, just imagine it was yesterday, and then the very next day I finished it and recorded this video. So I know that there is many things to talk about on this show, but pretty much a quick description. You know, these two brothers, they have the same mother and father, but they pretty much like separated when they're young. Like one of the brothers lives with the mother and then the other brother lives with the father, that type of thing. But the older brother really is like this clean ass son of the most notorious gangster, and no one's ever beaten him in combat. It to me, that already is just such a crazy description of the show. Like, such a peculiar scenario to be put in. I know, peculiar, who says that, right? But you guys see the vision here for how great this can be. Like in the first episode of this show, this is the only part I really I'm going to talk about in terms of maybe potential spoilers. But the older brother pulls up to the house in LA and then gets attacked by this random like tall ass dude in a mask, and he ends up beating the crap out of, like, it was a really intense fight, but he ends up beating the crap out of him and stabbing his hand to the table with a knife. Like one table on the hand with a knife, the other hand on the floor with another knife. Like, what the hell? What the hell? Like, I was in complete shock when I watched that, because that was clean as hell. Oh my gosh. My attention was already grabbed with like the first fight scene of that episode, because that wasn't even the first fight scene. But then we get to like the next fight scene, and it's somehow even better than that. And somehow the fight scenes keep getting like harder and harder than the last, but like he's pulling through like it's nothing. There's so much funny parts, and it's like entertaining all around. Like, how are they going to get to the next fight scene? When is the fight going to happen? And it could just happen at any time in the show, which is just crazy to me. Like, he could be pulling up to some dude's birthday party and be jumped by the guys in in the costumes. That is such a crazy life to be living. Oh my gosh. Again, like, there is just so much good in this show. Like, I feel like if I were to recommend anything to anybody, please watch this. This is such a good show. Anyway, I feel like I've been talking a lot about just giving the show a lot of praise. I don't think I have any negative thoughts to give, of course, but I want to talk about if there will be a season 2 for this show, like what their plans are for this. And I haven't seen any news on this show. Like, I haven't searched it up for anything, so I actually have no idea if they're planning on doing a season 2 for this. Because I should say now, getting into spoilers, all right, because at the end of the season, it ends off with the older brother, you know, going to Taiwan. So he's not even going to give up like the crime fighting life. Why am I saying he is the crime? He's not going to give up putting his life in danger to protect his family and all that sort of stuff. And the other brother's not going to give up keeping a peaceful life and having to deal with like the normality of life, the type of shit, like mundane life that most people have to put up with. So they both keep their personalities that they started the season with, but they just kind of grew closer as brothers for like this whole season type of thing. And the mother 2 is still alive, another main character. I want to say like the father isn't really a main character because like he doesn't have like as much screen time as the rest, right? He just comes in at the beginning and at the end, because he spends most of the season in a coma, and now he's going to end up pretty much paralyzed off insulin and experiencing something painful. Like he actually could come back somehow, like if he somehow gets out of prison. I don't know. Like he's gonna be locked up probably for like, I'm assuming his sentence is gonna be like forever, for life. But anything could happen. Maybe he gets broken out of prison, or maybe someone kills him in prison. There's a lot left of the story I feel like they can do, especially if they jump forward in time. There's so much that they can do, I feel like, for season 2, and they're both gonna keep their old personalities kinda, or at least style of life, in the second season. And maybe we'll finally get to see like a switch in their characters a little bit, or we'll see just more insane action. This is one of those shows where they don't even really need to make a season 2 just because of how crazy the action was in season 1. Like imagine you having good action in season 1 and then it just goes down in season 2 and it's just not the same, not as great. I'm kind of scared of that. I hope that doesn't end up happening. That's not one of those things that happens to this show, because this is what they have done here with this masterpiece is just nothing short of a spectacle, an absolute pinnacle of action cinema. Cinema. Cinema, right? That's pretty much what I wanted to say about this show. It is great. If you haven't already, give it a watch. If you watched the full extent of this video, give it a watch. Let me know your opinion on this show, because it is just absolutely crazy. Like this, I got that feeling like you finally find that good show on Netflix, that like absolute entertainment, and this I felt like I found. Anyway, that's about it. I'll catch you guys.